This reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. I am a little bit upset because I started the reading a few minutes ago, and about 5 minutes into the reading, the video actually cut off. And it was a lot of imperative information being given in that reading. But while I was shuffling the cards, I got a message, an image of a jackrabbit. Jackrabbits are indicative of, or just rabbits in general, are indicative of prosperity, abundance, fertility, and creative energy. That's a symbol of good luck. So, despite the energy of the read, I think that it's pretty positive. The cards we have here are the Hierophant reverse, the Ace of Swords reverse, and the Five of Swords reverse. Then we also have the Two of Cups, which is upright, and the Tower reverse. So overall, I'm getting the energy of relationships that are coming to an end. A lot of the times we hold on to things that satisfy our ego, but don't satisfy our spirit. We may hold on to connections with friends, family members, or lovers that deplete us because we're afraid of the pain that we'll experience not having these people in our lives. When in actuality, all we're doing is causing ourselves more pain by holding on to connections that no longer serve us. So that's pretty much the gist of the reading, but I am going to individually read the cards and give the meanings for them. Take what resonates and leave the rest, but those who this resonates with, will be receiving a message. So for the Hierophant reverse, this is like a breakdown of traditions. This is like rejection of family values, abuse of position, poor counsel, listening to people who don't know what the heck they're talking about. This is challenging tradition and having like an unconventional relationship. People may not agree with the relationships that you're in or the type of relationships that you're having, but it's really none of their business. People close to you may also not understand your need to challenge the established way of doing things or something in particular. But you may feel compelled to think for yourself, which is actually a good thing. This also means that you're clinging desperately to your old ways and resisting change and growth, which is not so great. You might be feeling guilty or shameful about how you previously acted, but guilt never changes the action. The only way to overcome that shame is to take accountability for your behavior. So if you have done something that you're embarrassed about, or you've done something that other people are shaming you for, there's really no need in holding on to that feeling of guilt. The only way for you to be able to move forward in a healthy manner is for you to say, you know what, that happened already. There's nothing that can be done to change what happened, but I'm a different person now, and I'm working towards becoming a different person. And those people who are not ready to let go of the old you should not be on this journey with you. This card also is an indicator of a person who constantly rebels, which is Sagittarius energy to the core. One of my brothers is a Sagittarius, and he is the biggest rebel of them all. This is also a card that says that you might be having like some issue with authority. It could be a disagreement with your mom or with your boss at work. This is just challenging the authority. In a relationship sense, it can be indicative of a reversal of traditional gender roles. So if you are in a relationship and you're a woman you could be the one who's the breadwinner in a relationship. You could be the one that's holding the weight and pulling the weight financially. You could be the one providing the house and the home. You could be the one that's calling the shots in the relationship when traditionally it's supposed to be the male's role. There's nothing wrong with supporting your partner, but you just have to make sure that, excuse me, in the event that you fall behind on things, your partner is willing to do the same for you. At this point, you and your partner may not be on the best of terms, or you may not be on the same page when it comes to goals and values. There could be some type of insecurity or conflict in the relationship. Both of you have to realize that in order for a relationship to work, you both have to be open-minded. You have to listen to each other without thinking about what your response is going to be ahead of time. A lot of the times when we converse with our partners or just people in general, we listen with the intent to respond rather than listening to actually hear their point of view or their perspective on things. We have to actually be able to close our mouths and open our minds in order to to come to some type of compromise. And as long as the compromise isn't making one or the other feel uncomfortable, there should be no problems. As for money is concerned, you could be in a work environment where your boss is just strictly an asshole. Like, there's no sugarcoating it. A lot of the time, bosses they're power hungry, and they feel as though because they are in the position to tell people what to do, that what they say is always right. So even if you have ideas on how things could change in the workplace, right now, at this point, those ideas may be rejected, but that does not mean that your voice is not important. Your boss may be extra pushy at this time and a stickler for enforcing the rules, and it may make you feel as if the environment is very restrictive. What you have to do is rest easy and know that eventually things will get back to normal, things will loosen up. Be continuous in your efforts, like continue to do well at your job, continue to be the employee that you want to be acknowledged as. Because if you are challenging these authoritative figures and they are feeling, I don't want to say embarrassed, but they're feeling inferior to the fact that you're challenging their superiority, then you're more likely going to be headed towards not having a job. So if right now your boss is being annoying, being extra pushy, just take it with a grain of salt and just let it go, because this too shall pass. Like, nothing is forever. And if that energy is consistent, then you may want to find something new where you'll be more comfortable at, a place where you can grow at a rate that does not depend on one person's opinion of your work ethic. This is a really good time for you to get out of your comfort zone. I know that Sagittarius have the tendency of getting comfortable too soon in situations, and then when adversity hits, because they've already made themselves comfortable in this mess that's being made, they usually stay in situations that no longer serve them because they get comfortable in their discomfort. The idea of change is more comforting than actually going out and achieving the level of change that it is that you would like to see in your life. This next card, the Ace of Swords reverse, is lack of ideas, misinformation, confusion, failure, intellectual inability, destruction, and not being able to concentrate. Once again, we have that misinformation. With the Hierophant reverse, we also had poor counsel. Stop listening to everybody. Not everybody is going to steer you right. Not everybody wants the best for you. Some people will tell you or give you bad advice because they are jealous or because they don't want to see you reach the levels that they know you're capable of reaching. You have to pray for discernment and disregard messages that aren't for you. The Ace of Swords is also an indication of destruction and not being able to concentrate, poor communication blocks, being or feeling frustrated, hate triumphing over love, and making the wrong decisions. This is a card that speaks of bad news or events not turning out as planned. If something doesn't happen the way that you see it happening, there's no need to be frustrated. Sometimes things don't work out so that you have more time to work on them. If you have a goal that hasn't been working out for you, maybe you should take a couple of steps back and figure out what steps you're missing in your goal. Maybe you should take a couple of steps back and figure out a different approach to that goal. Sometimes it's not that you are a failure. It's not that it's not going to work out for you. It's just that your approach isn't working. There are new beginnings on the horizon within your reach, but you have to guard them and reclaim your personal power. Sagittarius, y'all are very strong-minded people. You're not no weak-ass bitch. So you have to show that. You have to find out what makes you feel powerful, what makes you powerful, and you have to just do that shit. Whatever makes you feel powerful, you have to do that. If it makes you feel powerful to wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and tell yourself that you are that chick or you are that guy, if it makes you feel powerful to wake up in the morning and set a routine for yourself, if it makes you feel powerful to do when you do affirmations, whatever it is that makes you feel powerful, do that and do it consistently. This is not the time to be walking around with the victim mentality. Nobody cares about that and nobody feels bad. That's just a quick invitation into being taken advantage of. What decisions are you avoiding making? Are you feeling overwhelmed at this moment? Who or what is making you uncomfortable right now? And what are you going to do about it? We don't sit and sulk over here. Like, that's stuff for the weak. We don't do that. We do not do that. I talk to my brothers like this. I talk to my friends like this. I talk to everybody like this. We do not sit around and sulk and continuously play victim. We are victors, not victims. Excuse me, my mouth is dry as hell, and the dumbest thing that I could have done was sit down to do a reading without something to drink near me. So excuse me as I try to form some spit in my mouth. Excuse me. So like I was saying, what are you going to do about making changes in your way of living and the way that you think? One of my sayings that I use with family and friends is that we don't sulk. Like I said that, but we rise and we thrive. You are the king or the queen of your own world. You create your own reality. So create the life that you want and live it. You have to find strength and find your voice. You can't allow people, places, or events to dictate your life. You have to grab this shit by the reins and say, this is the direction that I want it to go in, and make sure it does. This Ace of Swords is also telling me that you need to protect yourself from attacks. You have to protect your peace. You have to protect your ideas. You have to protect your growth, your goals. You have to just protect your spirit, protect your aura. Release any negative thoughts or any thought patterns that may be holding you back. When you have a negative thought that is trying to take over, you have to immediately combat it with something positive. The moment your lower self starts saying, man, I can't do this, you have to combat that with reasons why you can. I can do this because I can do anything I put my mind to. I can do this because I'm strong enough to do it. Like anything that you can think of in that moment to combat those negative thoughts, you need to be telling yourself that. Practice positive thinking. The only way to receive positive results is with positive thinking. By chance, by luck, you might actually get a little bit of good out of a bad situation, but you have to know what good you want to manifest in order for you to attract that. You can't sit here and say, you know what, I'm just going to sulk every day, and I'm going to cry every day, and I'm just going to bitch and moan every day, and think that things are going to change. Because you may find a few people who will feel bad for you and who will spoon feed you and make you feel like everything's going to be okay. But those people who are spoon feeding you will only give you enough to get you through the situation. They won't give you enough to get you to your destination. That's like having a car and you need somebody need a ride, and they're telling you, I just need to go 10 minutes down the street, or I need you to take me somewhere that's 30 minutes away, and they give you $2 in gas. That gas ain't gonna get you but so far. If your car is on E and they give you $2 in gas, that $2 might get you one way, but coming back, you're gonna need to find some more money. So think about it like that. Like, you don't want to be spoon-fed. You want to be able to actually receive the positive blessings that are already waiting for you. So in order to manifest that, you have to change I can't say it enough, you have to change your way of thinking. You have to change your reactions to things. You have to change the way you interpret information when it's presented to you. You can indeed triumph. You can overcome anything. Nothing that you're going through is a permanent situation unless you make it a permanent situation. You have to first rediscover your confidence and know that you're far more resilient than you think. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Let me get something to drink because I am so thirsty. I'm sorry, I needed to wet my whiskers. So, we've already covered the Hierophant and the Ace of Swords reverse. So now we have the Five of Swords reverse. A lot of times people see reverse cards and just think, oh, it's just so negative. It's not so much as negative. It's usually something that you need to learn from. And being that I'm seeing two swords here, I know that these are issues that are created in your mind. These are issues that you have made for yourself. You have the power to change anything in your life that you want to change. You just have to set your mind to it. So with this Five of Swords reverse, this is telling me that you may have, or you may be having problems at your work could be coming to an end. There's some peaceful resolutions. There's the energy of moving on, of like I said before, compromise and communication, overcoming challenges, and making major sacrifices. But this is also a card that says that you could be risking everything. This is a card warning of escalating, like violence, uncovered crimes, regret, remorse, humiliation, not taking heed to warnings, and surrendering to challenges. So we're going to pause that for a second. If there is any type of violence that you are experiencing in your life, please remove yourself from the situation first, and second, get the help that you need. Abuse in any form is unacceptable. But if you recently had an issue with someone, there could be thoughts of revenge from one or all parties involved. Revenge doesn't always have to be physical. I'm hoping that we don't have a lot of violent viewers, but revenge could be in the form of a ping pong match of pettiness. There's no need to go back and forth with anyone about anything, because those people that's putting on and carrying on shamelessly, they will be held accountable for their actions. In a relationship, you may be trying to make things work with your partner by releasing old baggage, or at least considering doing so. But in order for you to reach an agreed level of peace, you have to know that it's going to take a lot of groundwork in order to make it last. If you continue with previous patterns, then you're going to sabotage your progress. You cannot get new results doing old shit. You just can't. If you or your partner has been unfaithful, then expect that to be coming to light soon. And if you're in some type of abusive relationship, like I said, you need to get help, and you need to remove yourself from that immediately. With this Two of Cups and the Tower reversed, it's telling me that somebody is afraid to end something that has been over. It's like holding on. It's crazy because I feel like I'm reiterating the same messages over and over again. Holding on to something that does not serve you anymore. Holding on to something that you should have learned the lessons from already. It could be a friendship. It could be a job. It could be a relationship. It could be a number of things. But you have to learn to release and let go when it's time to. So that way you don't have to continuously go through the same situations over and over again. The Two of Cups alone stands for partnerships, unity, love, happy couples, engagements, mutual respect. And when that shows up, things may be harmonious. There may be a lot of love in the air, and it could be that things are just balanced in your life. You may be attracting a lot of new people, and you could possibly have somebody from the past showing up. Whenever I hear about somebody from the past coming back into my life, I'm like, nah, oh boy. Because usually if there's someone from the past, they're in the past for a reason. I mean, that's not always a bad thing, though. So, I mean, it depends on you and your situation. But, okay. This card could also mean that a relationship could be. You can expect a deeper connection with the partner when this card appears. It's a good omen in regards to like balance in relationships. In a money sense or career sense, this card is a good omen because it represents strong partnerships. So if you're working with someone or you are considering starting a business with someone, you may work well with them, and you may find that you and this person have similar goals and a mutual respect for each other. There could be harmony in your workplace and in your job. So like I was saying before, with this workplace trouble, expect balance to be restored. No hardship lasts forever unless you continuously avoid whatever lesson that was supposed to be learned in that situation. But in money dealings, the Two of Cups card is telling you that although you may not have an excessive amount of money, you should have enough to be able to handle your business. So you may not have, at this very moment, enough money to put to the side and save, but you'll have just enough to be able to pay all of your bills. Make sure that your light's not off. Make sure that your phone is on. Make sure that you have gas in your car. So you'll have money for the essentials. This Tower card reversed on its own stands for obstacles and losses. So, and it also could mean that someone is sick. It could be something as small as a cold, though. This card also means that you could be resisting change, which we have established several times over. Stubborn Sagittarius is very prone to doing so. Stop delaying the inevitable, trying to avoid losses. If you have not learned from your past, you can expect to continuously go through the same things over and over again until you do. This card, it's significant of delaying the inevitable. If everyone could avoid hardships, I'm pretty sure that they would. But hardships, pain, just these type of situations are meant to bring you growth. How can you possibly enjoy your blessings if you've never gone through anything? How can you appreciate the good without first going through the bad? If you've been running from some type of change because you fear that it's going to be too painful, that you're going to have to deal with the emotional aspect of whatever this change is, you might as well just own up and face it, because avoiding the inevitable is not going to do anything but delay your blessings. It may seem like the best option to run from whatever this problem is, but if you do, you'll be running forever. This is the time to confront your demons. This is the time to do shadow work. This is the time to confront whatever your problems are, especially if this problem is a person. This is the time to confront this problem and say, listen, I'm over this, I'm over you, and while I wish you the best, I'm going to move forward peacefully in my life, but I want to do so with a clear head and a clear conscience. Confronting these inevitable endings will allow you to embrace your new beginnings. If you've already had a tower moment, if you've already had an ending, don't try to rebuild what was already destroyed. It was destroyed for a reason. Let it go and focus on trying to manifest new into your life. Focus on the new people, the new energy, the new opportunities, and just let go. You have to learn how to release. You cannot hold on to things and expect to be able to catch a blessing. How you gonna catch it if your hands is full? You have to release to receive. So all of these connections that no longer serve you, let them go, and do so with confidence that everything you want is already on its way to you. You don't have to let go and sulk and stay in the energy of lack forever. You can let go and cry. Get it off your chest. You can let go and be hurt. But also let go and be ready. Let go and be prepared for everything that is coming towards you. You have a lot looking up for you. You have a lot of prosperity, abundance, creative energy, and good luck that is right on the other side of everything you're afraid of. I wish you the best, Sagittarius, and I hope this resonates with you. You can like, share, subscribe. I will speak to you next week.